everyone. Okay, so hopefully today's live stream goes well because there are things happening outside my house. So if you listen to weird sounds or stuff like that, it's normal. Nothing crazy is happening. It's just that I hope that this sound, the noise from outside, is not too distracting to the live stream. But anyways, how is everyone doing? This is crazy. I thought, I was thinking, what can I talk about this week when BTS is on break? Nothing's happening, nothing's going to happen, nothing too crazy. So I thought, okay, maybe I should start thinking about like different topics to talk about. So this out of nowhere ended up becoming like the biggest news ever. Such a quiet week, I know. Super boring week, nothing crazy. Nothing happened. That's what I predicted. Let's see here. Let me turn down the volume of the music. So, if you haven't watched the videos yet, this was so big when it first came out that I literally stopped sleeping. I was literally in my bed about to go to sleep because for me it was like 12 maybe. So I decided, no, I need to speak right now. I need to record a video right now. So that's what I did. It's this video. BTS is boycotting the Grammys, my initial thoughts. And then this one is, I hope that you guys watch this last one because I basically compiled the media's response from different news articles around the world. And I did that in record time. It's only 10 minutes, but I had to read every single article. And you know how many articles are in this video? There's a lot. So yeah, I worked very hard on that one as well. And I'm glad that people are liking it. I've been foaming at the mouth waiting for this live stream. Yeah, so today I want to focus on the response by artists and the response by people from the academy. Because in these videos, I talk about the media's response. And actually, let me show it very quickly. Because there's a moment. I don't know if you guys have watched it. Let's see. There's one specific part that I'm so proud of. I always wanted to do this type of edits. Let's see. Is this part. There's like I make a little compilation of the news outlets. And it's not all of them because there's more coming out every day. Outlets around the world.
A move that has shocked the music industry.
The most popular music group.
BTS announced they will not be submitting.
They will not be submitting their music.
Will not submit music.
They will not submit their music.
No postulará su música.
E não vai inscrever suas músicas.
Withdraw from consideration.
Passes on 2027.
그래미상은
2027 Grammy Awards.
skipping the 2027 Grammys.
Rechazar a los Grammys.
Darle espalda a los premios Grammy.
그래미에는 아예 음악을 출품하지 않겠다고 밝혔습니다.
Boycotting the next Grammy Awards.
보이콧 선언으로 해석되는데
appears to be in protest.
In an apparent protest.
After the Recording Academy added a
New category for Asian pop.
Música pop asiática.
베스트 아시안 팝 뮤직 퍼포먼스는
The new category has sparked mixed reactions.
Sounds like it could be inclusionary, but it's actually
A racialized barrier for Asian performers.
We are not just an Asian group, we are a global pop sensation.
The news agency Reuters. That is a little bit of the introduction. But I hope that you guys watch that one and share it. Okay. The editing is top tier, Bora. Excellent work. Thank you so much. I worked on record time. I literally, guys, you don't understand the past 2 days with me and editing. Like I told you guys, I was making two other videos. I was making a video about a funny random video ranking BTS songs from Arirang in different categories. That video is on pause because I had to work on these videos immediately. I also have a script already made about the Spotify situation with Normal, but I also had to stop that video because I had to make these two. This was the priority. I had to release this right now. And I'm glad that people are receiving it well. Even Japan is talking about it. Yes, I've skipped so many news outlets. Also, when I finished the video, so many more continue coming out. So it was just impossible to include them all. So let's talk. Let's start with the updates. Links for everything in the description as always. And just so you guys know, please follow Soda to My Pop. There's a new edit about Spider-Man. I'm so excited.
I'm not just Peter Parker.
Of course, with normal explicit version. I'm so excited for this movie. I'm going to watch it today. I was about to cancel me going to the movie theater today because I'm just so tired with the editing and everything, but I'm okay. I'm going to go watch it today. So yeah, leave your comments in the social medias of Soda to My Pop. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. So leave your comments, guys. Hi, Bora. I was wondering if you were going to make more video essays. Yes, I am working on so many, and now I am actually being productive. So I'm releasing one video every 2-3 days. Maybe I take about 4 days. But yeah, there's definitely multiple videos being released. And the next video that I've stopped the other ideas that I had because I have to focus on this. The next video is a video essay, and I think that you guys are going to like it as well. It's about BTS being brave and taking strong decisions throughout their careers. You guys probably know why and all the decisions that they have made. Let's also support ARMY fundraisers. D2A microfunds, Pick Yourself, US Army funds, and UKA funds. Now, some of these accounts, for example, D2A microfunds, they are not just doing a normal normal fundraising, but also for aliens, because with this entire Grammy situation, our response as ARMY, we always have to chart a song, right? So what's better than aliens? This is the perfect time to chart aliens. So stream normal, stream aliens, buy normal, buy aliens, and also support the fundraisers. Oh, yeah, this is the match update. Okay. These are all the versions that you can get from normal. By the way, this is the start of week 3. So let's continue going strong with normal, stream normal, and all the versions of normal. We have Korean versions, explicit, clean, English versions. So let's stream them all. And this is my last reminder to you guys to please vote for BTS at the TMAs. This is a very important award show that BTS has a good relationship with. They care about this award show. And this is going to be the last live stream where I can talk about it because I think this ends this Sunday. So it's literally now or never. Please vote because this is the last time that I'm going to talk about it. Okay. Before I start with the Grammys stuff, I wanted to share this because I think it's interesting. Do you guys remember the the protest happening by army happening in Chile from armies because they said we cannot have the BTS concerts in the Estadio Nacional in the National Stadium, and in the end, armies protested peacefully, and it worked. In the end, the concerts are going to happen. Well, now this is the Chilean president, Jose Antonio Cast. He mentioned BTS while discussing cultural cooperation during a summit with the South Korean president Lee Jae-myung on Thursday. TASS noted that BTS is scheduled to perform in October at Chile's National Stadium. Let me open this. National Stadium. The country's premier sporting venue. Interest in Korean culture is particularly strong among young Chileans, increasing number of whom are studying the Korean language and pursuing postgraduate degrees in South Korea, CAST said. It just shows you how relevant BTS is to culture around the world. Not just South Korea, it's beyond. The presidents of South Korea and Chile meet, and what do they talk about? BTS concerts in Chile. Like, that is crazy. Really process that in your mind. Does this happen with other artists? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, and finally, let's talk about the Grammys. Guys, I said my first opinions, my first thoughts as soon as the news came out in my first video. And then with all of the reports from the media, I made the second video, the media's response to BTS's Grammy boycott. So now first, let's start talking about what do you guys think about everyone calling this a boycott? Because I'm receiving a couple of comments, and also I see some armies in other comment sections saying that this is not a boycott. And I think we are in the same situation of BTS's hiatus. So BTS said, we're not on a hiatus. This is not a hiatus when they started their solo projects and going to the military. I understand why they personally don't choose the words hiatus or boycott. But by definition, that's what they are. And that's why the media uses these words. And that's why, for example, Big Hit cannot sue them, because by definition, this is what it is. Because I thought maybe I read a definition by someone on the internet that was like a boycott. What is it? A boycott demands something. But I read the definition online, and a boycott does not necessarily demand something, like something to change. A boycott can be simply taking a stance against something. And that's it. Like the refusal of something. So by definition, I guess this is why the media is using this word. And that's why Big Hit cannot sue them or anything like that, you know? The same with hiatus. What do you guys think? I don't know. The entire media is basically using the word boycott, but they chose not to submit. I think if they simply chose not to submit, that wouldn't be considered a boycott, but there's definitely an intent because of the message on social media. So boycotting usually involves organizing with others. BTS didn't necessarily ask anyone else to take action. Interesting. I agree with that. They simply said, we're not participating. So should I change the title? Because I don't want to misinterpret anything. It's like, if they don't want to use that word, I won't use that word. Just like with the hiatus thing, I said in my video, comparing BTS's hiatus to One Direction's hiatus, that BTS never called it a hiatus, and actually they say very clearly, this is not a hiatus. But it was, you know, it was a break from group activities. It's their words, so I'm going to use them. But in this case, should I change the title? I like the title snubbing, because it's what the opposite is usually the case. The Grammys snub BTS, but I like using BTS snubs the Grammys. Okay, so let me do a poll very quickly. Should I change the title of boycott to snubbing? Of boycotting to snubbing? Yes or no? So please let me guys know. Let me know, guys. Okay, the majority says yes so far. I can totally change it. I don't have any problems with it. And I totally understand where everyone is coming from. So I can definitely change it. There's no problem. Snubbing is better, more ironic. I know, right? That's why I chose it as the biggest title. I think it was, who said BTS snubbed the Grammys? I think it was Days the magazine. Call it opt out. The media's response to BTS opting out of the Grammys. That can be. Let me write it down. Sorry. To BTS opting out of Grammys. Okay. I'm definitely going to change it then. The majority says yes. Andrea, thank you so much. Hello from Slovakia. That's so cool. Thank you for your hard work, Bora. Thank you so much for watching. And everyone's support, for real. This past week and a half has been crazy. So thank you so much for everyone's support. I like opt out, opting out. Okay. Okay, so I will change it to opting out. Thank you so much, everyone. I will end the poll now. Oh my goodness. My TV just turned on out of nowhere. my TV just turned on. I didn't turn on my TV for today because of the noise, and it's just, today's crazy, guys. So I didn't have the entire setup with the TV. Now let's talk a little bit about the media's response. I show you a little compilation there, but there are more that have been coming out more recently that I didn't include in the video because these are way more recent. So this is from the UK, I think. BBC Today.
What do you make of the principle? Because there isn't language. We were having a debate in the Today studio about this. There is something different about language. I mean, if Bad Bunny sings in Spanish, or if you listen to old Bollywood tapes and it's in sort of Hindi or Urdu, there is something kind of different and maybe harder to appreciate about the music. Maybe music's meant to be universal, but if it's in a different language.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest debates, and one of the defenses, the arguments supporting the Grammys decision to create this type of categories is that this is, at the end of the day, an American award show. So they are inviting people from around the world to their American award show. But this is not true. I mean, it is an American award show, but they are presenting themselves as the world's biggest night in music. And they want to have the Grammys, they want to be considered as a global award show, as the global award show. So if their mission is to become global, then they have to be very careful about their categories and the ways they try to include artists from around the world. They have to be careful. We will talk about later the people working behind the scenes on this new category. This woman is just going crazy on social media, like an entire rant about it. And I will talk about it in a second. Thank you so much, Yanni. Do you think that other Asian artists will submit? What will they mean if they do? Saludos from DR. Saludos a DR. Thank you so much. They will definitely submit. Especially now I'm thinking, I didn't know the background, but the CEO of the Grammys is someone who is very involved with SM Entertainment, one of the big three from South Korea, or I guess the medium three right now, right? So I see there a conflict of interest that is way too big to ignore. And I will show you later the receipts because it's absolutely insane. So yeah, I think definitely other Asian artists will submit. But we'll see if they make a K-pop artist win, because the industry likes also the independent music industry from Japan. So I don't know what's their decision going to be. Lady Pink, thank you so much to you as well. Thank you for your hard work, Bora. BTS choosing to opt out is such a boss move. It definitely is. And it is super brave because not just deciding to opt out, but deciding to make a statement and to share a statement on social media. That takes so much bravery. Not a lot of artists can do that. And even when they do, it's usually a silent protest or just a silent decision, because the Grammys is the Academy. So they will submit, and any K-pop artist their labels will use for media play to the max. Oh, definitely. They definitely will. And I wonder though, I'm already seeing some response. I'm not including it here because I saw this very recently after I started working on this presentation, but I saw that still the majority of media outlets in South Korea, I think, are getting BTS's decision. They understand the point of this new category being exclusionary, but I'm seeing some critics in South Korea already laughing at BTS and saying like snarky comments, and it's like, wow, like some people really, they cannot even notice, they cannot even appreciate the importance of BTS's decision, because now two very popular YouTube creators who used to be very hard on BTS, they were sometimes very negative, very dismissive of BTS's music. Now they're saying like, I completely respect their decision. Like haters are supporting BTS's decision because this is the right decision. This is the right move from them. But some critics, music critics in South Korea, are being weird about it. I wonder why. Can you say bitter? Yes, some people are really, really bitter. Which is weird because even haters are because this is beyond BTS. If you go to any post about this, which you can literally go anywhere, go to Instagram, go to CNN, go to Reddit, go to Twitter, go anywhere and look at the comment sections from people who don't like BTS. And they literally said, I don't even like BTS. Like, I even dislike BTS, but this was so brave and this was the right decision from them because it was getting ridiculous. So, so the fact that some people in South Korea are still, they're on the wrong side of the entire situation. And they do that on purpose because at this point, it makes no sense to go against this decision. Is dumb. This is The Telegraph, another media outlet that I didn't get to include in the video. K-pop group BTS will boycott next year's Grammy Awards in protest against a new award for Asian artists. The Recording Academy announced 2 new categories for Best Latin Song and Best Asian Pop Music Performance, following an explosion in the popularity of both genres. Yeah, that was also very weird. The fact that I think it was Ricky Martin who used to be Ricky Martin was used like BTS at some point at the Grammys. That's what people say. They would invite him, nominate him, and make him perform, and then they would give him nothing. And now that Bad Bunny has won everything at the Grammys, now they create a separate category because Bad Bunny did the impossible. So now they created Best Latin Song. And they did the same with, I think it was Tupac who said something about categories as well. And then, what's his name? This guy, this young rapper who says, this album is not hip hop. No, it's not urban. The creation of the urban category to him was very disrespectful because he said that he made a pop record. Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator was very outspoken about it as well. These Latin categories, urban categories, Asian pop categories, these are weird categories to create to exclude people of color from the main categories, basically. Eminem also talk about it. So that's the Telegraph. And I found this very interesting. This is an artist who votes for the Recording Academy. She is part of the Voter Academy, Recording Academy's voters. And she's a small artist. And she posted a TikTok in support of BTS's decision. She writes, just to give you another perspective on the recent Grammy controversy. I'm a Hong Kong artist. I used Cantonese folk melodies. I used Chinese instruments. I wrote and produced it. This song isn't eligible for the Asian pop performance because it is sung in English. So that's her opinion, for example. Does she write something else? In the comments, in the description, she writes, as a small artist from a small city in Hong Kong, am I delusional to even think about the Grammys? Writing and producing is my artistry. I'm proud of, and I write songs in English. Only songs I make completely in Cantonese are eligible. I'm a voting member since 2024. I was a bit shocked to see this award got pushed forward without a conversation with the Asian music community outside the US. This is very important because the creator, one of the people behind this new category, responded to BTS's decision, and she basically said that people like her are trying everything to push Asian artists to the mainstream, but she didn't take into consideration multiple different things. Like, for example, Asian artists sing in English, and that doesn't make them less Asian. Actually, in the Philippines, in Malaysia, in India, English is such a big language in these countries, and artists sing in English a lot in these countries. So are they less Asian? Like, why can they not submit? It's a weird thing to ask from Asian artists. Maybe they did without K-pop, but I am not a K-pop Asian small artist, or I'm too new as a member to be in the conversation. But still, as a musician, one of the dream to get is to get a Grammy. But maybe I'll just need to focus to build a fan base and keep making good music. I hope it's okay to speak out of my thoughts at this moment. I love music and this is my life. And she includes hashtag BTS, hashtag Asian Pop, hashtag Grammys. So yeah, this is another perspective from a small Asian artist. Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines. Sometimes it's crazy because sometimes I look at Singaporean artists, the Philippines, artists from the Philippines, and they sing a lot in English. A lot. Because I think it's the second biggest language. It's a main language. I think it's considered there. So are they excluded? Like, that's crazy. Thank you so much, Steph. Thank you so much. Hi, Bora. Love your video from today. Great job. I'm so happy with the members' decision because they've really shifted the power dynamic and really took the shine and allure away of that freaking trophy. I love it. Yes, I definitely agree. This decision was so brave that this is a key point in music history, I think, because I've seen a little bit of the conversation about why are people paying attention now that BTS has done it and not when other artists had done it. Not submitting, and also making a statement about it, why they are not submitting. And it's because of different things. Number one is, of course, because of ARMY. ARMY are not going to shut up about it. We are going to make these issues come to light. That's number one. Number two, and I hate to say this, a lot of artists just continue, like they accept these categories. So are Latin artists boycotting the Grammys like this, like big mainstream Latin artists? Or are they actually going to the Latin Grammys? They go to the Latin Grammys, even though the Latin Grammys, and I say this as a Latina, the Latin Grammys were created to exclude basically Latin artists from what we say here in Latin America, or at least in my country, is the real Grammys. We have the Latin Grammys and we have the real Grammys. So is it really beneficial for Latin artists? I think there was a theory going on online. I don't know if this information is real or not, but they were trying to also make the same thing with Latin Grammys for Asian artists. So have an Asian Grammys, just like the Latin Grammys and Asian Grammys. And it was probably going to be in South Korea or Japan. So maybe this was the first step into creating that. The difference is that one of the biggest artists in the industry from the Asian market, BTS, said, no, we are in disagreement. But with the Latin Grammys, who is saying no? Like the mainstream artists, not small Latin artists, the mainstream artists. That's the question. Denise, thank you so much. It reminds me the way some K-pop fans say singing Korean, not English, as if Korean artists need to sing in Korean to prove their Korean identity. Yeah, it's crazy because not even Korean K-pop fans are the ones saying that. The ones saying that are international K-pop fans, are American K-pop fans. I just think the audacity sometimes is insane because you don't know, unless you're not from an English-speaking country, you don't know what it's like to try to improve your chances in different industries. So right now, why am I speaking English? Why do I have a channel about BTS in English? Because I know that my message, my video essays are going to reach more people. It is the sad reality, but it's reality, you know? It's sad, but it's true. I cannot make just simply videos in Spanish. I mean, I can, but I want my message to be heard from all around the world. So I teach myself English. I take English lessons. I practice so hard to be fluent in English. And then for people to, if someone later then said, actually, we're not going to recognize all your efforts of learning English and doing like your work in another language, in a second language, because that's not letting enough of you. You don't get to decide that. You don't get to decide that. I am just trying to make my work be listened to around the world because English is a major language. So why are you, as an English-speaking person who doesn't speak other languages, most likely, telling me that I cannot do my work in other languages? It's crazy. Probably the same people who were saying normal Korean version was more authentic. That is just ridiculous. I never understood it. There are some songs that sound, in my opinion, I like some Korean versions more. In other songs, I like some English versions more. Like Normal, for example, by BTS, I like the English version more than the Korean version. But with Mic Drop, for example, I like the Korean version more than the English version. And sometimes the same happens with Japanese. Even though BTS's main language is Korean, sometimes I like the Japanese version more. I like Dionysus more in Japanese. Have you guys listened to Dionysus in Japanese? That is the best, the superior version, in my opinion. Okay, let's continue. So here are some of the artists' responses. Thank you so much, Pau Wash, for the support. So right now on screen, you are seeing the names of all the musical artists supporting BTS publicly from the South Korean music industry. This is a long list, as you can see. This is a very long list. There are other artists out there, but they are not from the South Korean music industry. I will show the other artists as well, but for now, these are the singers who are supporting BTS publicly. So we have, of course, Taolo of Epic High. At this point, I was even expecting Taolo of Epic High to support BTS because he understands BTS. He's a good senior artist. He wrote Arirang in huge letters is superior than the Grammys in the tiniest letters ever. I love it. I need to listen to more of his music for real. To Epic High's music because it's iconic and I haven't really dived into it. So that's the first artist. And the second artist, I'm starting with musical artists first. So the second artist is Jungkook of BAP. This is kind of funny because when BAP, I say BAP. Is it BAP or BAP? When this group started becoming popular in South Korea, they started being compared a lot to BTS. So people always said, oh, who is going to make it further, BTS or BAP? Of course, we know the results. BAP have disbanded. They are not a group anymore. I think they had a reunion a couple of years ago. But yeah, the ones who still work as a group to this day is BTS. Recently, when the group had a reunion tour or something like that, a reunion performance, someone in the crowd very loudly screamed, "You're better than BTS" or something like that. And that clip became a little bit viral on social media. I saw it. I think the artist didn't respond because it was a very clear video of a fan screaming like, "You are better than BTS" or something like that. Do you guys see that video? It's bap as in rice in Korean. Okay, good because I in my mind say bap. So yeah, it's ironic. Exactly the irony after years of antis of BTS using this specific group as the group that should have had BTS's achievements. Now this is the artist. Actually, I think he's the leader of the group. So the fact that this is now happening is very funny. BAP is older than BTS. Yeah, most likely. I think they were compared because of the concept, like the hip hop music. And yeah, I don't know why they were comparing them. But I remember this happened. BAP's a year older than BTS. Well, that's nothing then. They are contemporaries. They're from the same generation and they were compared a lot during a period of time. BAP was the closest quote-unquote rival to BTS back in the day. Yeah, so this is very ironic. So who else from the South Korean music industry? No one. The artists that I'm going to show from now on are probably singers, but they are not from the South Korean music industry. They work in the American music industry. I'm going to show actors. I'm going to show directors, but none from the South Korean music industry. These are the only two. And you know what? A round of applause. Okay. So first we have Maggie Khan. She's the director of K-pop Demon Hunters. She shared this article by Prestige and used like clapping, not emojis, but like stickers. Another artist who shared BTS's decision, showed support to BTS's decision was Daniel Dae Kim. So I know Daniel Dae Kim because he was in The Good Doctor. And you guys know that I love doctor shows. I watch them all, except for The Pit. I'm going to watch it soon. But he's from The Good Doctor. He's a very popular South Korean actor. He works in the American TV industry, though, and movie industry. Yeah, he shared this video about the situation. And it's, of course, a video in support. He's also in Lost. Yeah, I have not watched Lost. I have to watch it, right? I have to. I liked him in The Good Doctor. He was very annoying, but that was his role, so I liked him there. Of course, we have Bao Guyen. He is the director of BTS's documentary on Netflix, The Return. So he has showed support to BTS for a long time. So he shared a little like support emoji there. We also have here Anton He, the writer and translator of the BTS book, BTS Beyond the Story. BTS Beyond the Story, the book, it was written by him or translator. He's a writer and translator. He wrote, I loved what BTS did. This was the right decision. I often count the number of POC Asian nominees in a book prize long list. And when I see just one, I can tell immediately it was the token pick. The unsophisticated Korean press totally fall for it every time and go gaga over being a token. But I have been to too many rodeos to take being a token seriously. BTS was always being used to shore up viewer numbers for the Grammys. Now they're telling the Grammys to F off. Good for them. I hope the rest of Korea learns from this. Amazing. I love these thoughts. Because I've also noticed this. He is generalizing. He's a Korean person, so I take his opinion more seriously. But I also found it interesting how in South Korea, they always try to put like everything together and it's like, oh, like this new Asian category, this is good for us. And I don't say it because as a criticism necessarily, it's just an observation because this also happened with the Latin Grammys. And I've seen that in my country, like I told you guys before, we have the Latin Grammys and the real Grammys. And I know that sounds very, very bad, but it shows you a little bit of what our perception as an audience is of these exclusions from the real thing in the name of we want to celebrate Latin voices and Asian voices. Are you really though? Are you listening to the actual audience? And are the artists part of it speaking out about it? So I like what Anton He said about BTS's decision. Then we have Lia Solanga. She's an actress and singer. She has been in the army for a long time. Sometimes I share her interactions with BTS as an army because it is hilarious. She's a real fan. She's a real army for a long time. And she shared BTS's RM's Instagram story. And not just this one, she shared a lot of stories. I'm just showing one picture that she shared, but she shared a lot of these. You were named after Lia Solanga. That's amazing. Then we have Ariana Madix. She's a TV personality. I was shocked because now this is not even people from the music industry. People from the entertainment industry in general are talking about it. So if you don't know, Ariana Madix is a TV personality. What was her original reality TV show? She's from a reality TV show. And she was the victim of a big scandal. And then she's now the host of the Love Island USA. And she was also part of Dancing with the Stars. And I remember that I wanted her to be a finalist in Dancing with the Stars a couple of years ago. So she wrote As They Should to BTS passes on Grammy submissions. She responded to the TikTok with As They Should. Vanderpump Rules, exactly. We also have Stephanie Mills. She is a Grammy winner singer. I think she does R&B. She's a Grammy winner singer, and she's also part of Broadway. She is the original. Which Broadway play was she part of? I don't remember. I think it's The Wiz. She posted on her Instagram, BTS pulls hit album Arirang from Grammy consideration. This is from the Rolling Stone. And she wrote, "This is so brave. Read below to understand the reasoning. I admire these young men. Hashtag power." This means a lot coming from a Grammy winning artist. She was also Michael Jackson's girlfriend for some time? Wait, what? Interesting. It is The Wiz. She's from The Wiz. She's a legend. Amazing. And then we have, okay, before I share these, actually, you guys were saying a couple of names that I didn't know before. Aside from all of the ones that I've showed, were people saying, or am I going crazy, that Dwayne Johnson said something about it? I don't believe you guys. Is this real? Which names were you saying? Let me look it up. No, I don't find anything about that. Bora, this stream is YouTube feature? No. What does that mean? Also Justin Bieber and something? I haven't seen any of that. I heard The Rock, Halsey, Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber. I haven't seen anything about that. And I cannot find it right now. Like actual support for BTS's decision, or have they talked about the Grammys being weird in the past? Because I'm just showing direct support to BTS's decision. Yeah, because I cannot find anything. And nothing from Halsey either. But I understand Halsey. Halsey has had also a very rocky relationship with the Grammys. And she was also very hurt with the Grammys. So even if she doesn't say anything in support of BTS, I know she's in support of BTS. Like she has been a true friend and supporter of them for a long time. Yeah, I cannot find anything about Justin. Justin Bieber commented on Harvey Mason's post. Let me look it up very quickly. Justin BTS. Oh. What did they like? I cannot find anything from Justin. If anyone can find it, then let me know because I cannot find it. I thought the Justin comment was an account posting as Justin. Yeah, because I cannot find anything. I cannot find. Anyways, let's move on. Here is the CEO and Vice President of Hyundai Car, Diego Bluff, on Instagram. Guys, this is not even the entertainment industry. Why is the Vice President and CEO of Hyundai talking about BTS's decision? That's crazy. I'm telling you guys, this is going beyond everything that you can imagine. People who are not even interested in BTS or even music are talking about it because this is more about pop culture and changing music history than just a random decision. He wrote, the establishment of Grammy's Asian pop category and BTS's reason for rejecting the nomination. Is it a misunderstanding that Asian musicians want to be isolated? Then Bad Bunny and Ricky Martin should be classified separately and given the Latin Grammy. BTS songs have a lot of English, so how is this? Singapore and India, which write in English, are not Asian pop? I've never heard of the idea of distinguishing music by language. It seems that the feels of Bad Bunny and Verdi Opera are different. He wrote it here on an Instagram post. Interesting. He just wanted to share his opinions. So that is Hyundai CEO. And this is Chase Kang. He's a journalist from Rolling Stone Korea. He shared on Instagram, they called it diversity, but paradoxically, diversity became a label, a tag that permanently keeps certain artists outside the mainstream. Like Minari, perhaps BTS simply wants to sing in the language of the heart. Do you guys know about the Minari situation? So Minari is this movie about South Korean immigrants immigrating to America, to the US. And that, how much more American can you get? Like the immigrant story. That's what people were saying in response to that, but they wanted to include Minari as an international film or something. And they did. They included it in the Oscars as an international film. So Chase is comparing it to that. There's BTS. Paradoxically, diversity became a label that permanently keeps certain artists outside the mainstream. Is it lagging for some people? Please let me know. And this is Kathy Kang, an American author best known for Raise Your Voice and Loving Disagreement, books about faith, justice, and navigating difficult conversations. She also showed her support for BTS's Grammy boycott. She wrote, BTS isn't boycotting the Grammys. They are teaching us a lesson on the limits of representation when those in power keep moving the goalposts. There are limitations to representation, and this is one example. When the Grammys announced a new category, Best Asian Pop Music Performance, the reasoning and response was fascinating. The Academy claims it's to honor and recognize music with, quote, meaningful use of one or more Asian languages. Only 5 to 6% of voting members of the Academy self-identify as Asian or Pacific Islander. Is Pacific? How do you say this word? Is Islander? I'm Asian American, so I can do the math. That's 650 to 780 members who do or do not meaningfully speak an Asian language, of which there are more than 2,300. Thank you, BTS, for reminding us of the global majority that we don't need to play the dying master's game, especially when they keep changing the rules and moving the goalposts. Really, really like this response. Because I was also thinking of that. The fact that a requirement is to use meaningful use of an is to have meaningful use of an Asian language. And who is going to judge this? Asian speakers? Asian people who speak an Asian language? No. The ones who are going to judge this are going to be non-speakers of Asian languages. Like that was absolutely insane. And it's going to happen. It seems like they're going to continue with this category. Do you guys think that they're going to do it one time and then not do it anymore after all the backlash, or will they stand by it and continue? Because that category in the next years, if they want to continue with that, is going to be controversial. Pandora, thank you so much. Bora, have you heard the theory that BTS purposefully announced on the 29th, like number 29, the one track on Arirang where music goes silent? That is an interesting theory. And that is, you know what I was thinking actually about? I was basically about to go to sleep until I saw the the Instagram stories. But I was basically about to sleep. And the most media outlets had to wait until the morning. Look at the date. Look at the date and the time most articles were posted. Most of them say 9 a.m. because they had to wait. They have to wait until they were all awake to write the article and post it in the morning. BTS chose an appropriate time in their time zone because I think in South Korea it was like 4:30 p.m. But for the Western world, for the US, it was in the middle of the night. And I thought that was interesting. I don't know if it was on purpose, but they wrote it in Korean. They wrote it at a time that it's better for it's their time, Korean Standard Time. It was an inconvenience for the US news outlets. It was an inconvenience because they had to translate it from an official source and then they had to post it as soon as they can, but most of them had to wait until 9 a.m. It was genius, exactly. That's so iconic. It is. I hope the notification woke them all up. You know what? It woke me. It woke me up and I said, no, I have to give my opinions right now. And that's why I recorded that first video immediately after I saw the news. After I saw their notification, because I didn't see news talking about it yet because it was in the middle of the night for Western media outlets. An award is in the musician's hands, but a song is in the human heart. An award has the limits of a shelf, but the sky a song can soar into has no limits at all. Very, very pretty. Okay, next we have, finally, let's talk about the Academy's response. So I've seen something being shared all over social media, but I cannot find any confirmation. So a lot of people are saying that the Grammys deleted BTS's performance from their website. This is confirmed. They have deleted the performance. The question is, have they deleted the performance as a response to BTS's decision, or have they deleted the performance because the copyright time has ended? This has happened before with different award shows. They have like a time period where when they have the copyrights or something. So now they are gone from their website. The battle performance at the Grammys. So I don't want to say that it was in response, but they are gone. The timing is very weird. Yeah. I guess nobody was checking BTS performance at their website before the decision. So we don't really know why they were deleted. Both Dynamite and Butter are deleted. And I wanted to share this post from 2021. This person says, BTS was such a pain point when I edited Grammy.com. This is an editor for Grammy.com, or used to be. She writes, BTS was such a pain point when I edited Grammy.com. Any post about them did epic numbers and reflected where music's going, etc. But the Recording Academy board, they really pushed back on our writing about BTS for reasons I never fully understood, but seem obvious in retrospect. This is a Grammy.com editor. And I can totally see that. I can totally see this happening. This is from 2021. It's weird because I remember it's just BTS has such a strong cultural impact around the world, real cultural impact, because these are not numbers that you can fake. This is people from the inside, from Grammy.com, actually seeing the numbers, which are the articles that get the most attraction and people interact with the articles the most, is articles about BTS. I remember that one of BTS's biggest achievements a long time ago when they first started entering the Western music market was that they got a interview with the Grammy Museum. They were the first K-pop artist with an interview, being interviewed by the Grammy Museum. And we gave it such importance because it was an important thing. Now it's a common thing. They interview half the K-pop industry, but why are the others not getting as much recognition and numbers like BTS? Because they don't have the cultural impact of BTS. With this situation, again, we have proof that they have a huge impact on the music industry. Definitely. You can't fake influence. And you can't hide influence either. Because it seems like, apparently, allegedly, the Grammys have always been trying to hide BTS's impact. And they just can't. They just can't. Actually, now your little game of trying to hide their influence and impact now is worse than ever. You made the worst decision ever creating this category because now BTS taking this stance. No, everyone is talking about BTS. Even the haters, the people who were extremely critical of BTS's music, they said that was brave, that was the right decision. How were the Grammys able to flip the script completely? Like, that's insane. The complete opposite of what they were expecting to happen. Allegedly, seemingly, apparently, okay? Allegedly. The complete opposite happened of what they were expecting to happen with this category. In my opinion. Thank you so much. Now, this is the response by the Grammys CEO. And it was posted on their Instagram. I'm pretty sure that this is the first time ever in history that the Grammys have made an official statement in response to an artist opting out of the Grammys submission process. And on Instagram, out of all places, I think they posted it also on Threads. So I am saddened to hear that BTS has chosen not to participate in the Grammy Awards process this year, but as a music creator, I understand and respect their decision. I do want to clarify something that seems to be getting lost in the conversation. The Asian pop category was created to celebrate the depth and diversity and extraordinary growth of pop artistry coming out of Asia. The spirit of this new category is to shine a dedicated spotlight on these important artists. More categories mean more artists' work is recognized. It's never to divide, but to expand who is recognized by our 15,000 Grammy voters. So immediately, more categories mean more artists' work is recognized. Is it really? Because you know, and we all know that the main show are the major categories and maybe a couple of others. You and I both know that there can only be a limited amount of categories that can be recognized by everyone in the main show. The rest are not recognized at all. The rest categories are are nothing. Like they are part of the pre-show or something. So already creating more of those, it even takes the attention away from absolutely everything. It's just too many. That's number one. Number two, create more categories, because I'm also thinking of other categories that should exist related to genres, not related to geographical location or language, not related to region. That was so weird, because I'm always thinking of the metal categories. You guys know that I am a metalhead. So in metal, there are so many subgenres, and they usually combine the nominees of hard rock genres with the metal genres, and it's such a weird thing because these voters do not understand the metal genres, and there are so many subgenres in metal that it's just one of the biggest albums in metal like gets nominated, but they lose against who? Like a hard rock artist. And he's like, then don't nominate a metal musician then at all. That is where the diversity should be. And also, there are so many artists, there are so many countries around the world that focus so much on metal, but they are not included in the conversation of the Grammys at all, in the hard rock genres. So that is my my worry. If you want to make more artists be recognized around the world, then do so taking care of the genres, not in geographical location or language. Like that's weird. It's not about intention, but perception. If you don't want us to perceive it as gatekeeping the general categories, then change the categories to reflect it. Exactly. You know what? I'm talking about the metal categories, but when it comes to BTS, we're talking about one of the biggest pop artists in the entire world, and really reducing them to this extremely small niche category that is disrespectful. Is not meant to celebrate a small Asian artist, as the person behind the category will later say. I will show her statement. It's just meant to put light into the big artists, BTS, who should be in the main categories. They're going to be put in this small category. And that's not even going to be fair for the other independent artists. Like, it's just, I don't care about the intention. Like, this was completely wrong execution. And also, a lot of people were saying, were they even talking to people from Asian countries, artists from Asian countries, about the criteria for this category? I think they were not. Because later you will see that they said, oh, oopsie, we forgot that Malaysia, India, and Singapore and the Philippines talk so much English as well. Good information to know. Good information to know. You're supposed to know this. You created a category, girl. Don't piss me off. So you deserve the criticism. I don't care. Grace, thank you so much. I'm so proud of our guys. They don't need a PD award. They stand on its own merit. We know they're the biggest group out there. Karma is an army. Yeah, they're definitely the biggest group out there and one of the biggest pop artists. That is their level. That is their category. And also, I will show you guys later, but Arirang has just surpassed, all of the songs from Arirang have just surpassed 200 million streams. And this has been done faster than any other artist. The previous record used to be held by Taylor Swift. That is BTS competition. That is BTS's level. So let's continue streaming Arirang so it can have the 300 million milestone as well. Okay, let me continue reading this. I also want to be very clear. Submitting music in a genre category such as Asian pop or jazz or country does not exclude an artist from also submitting and being considered in the general field categories, including Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year. But we know what actually happens. If they actually follow through with this, and they said, no, you can win the small category and also be nominated for the biggest category. Let's look at your history. What has happened before? These smaller categories, it almost seems like they're made on purpose to, yes, we're going to nominate you in the big categories, but you already have a small Grammy. So we're not giving you the big one. Even though you had the best album this year, we're not going to give you the big Grammy. Take this small one. Yes, maybe you're going to get a nomination, so be grateful. But we're not going to actually consider you for the big one. Take this small one instead. So that is what the history of the Grammys has shown us. We know that you can submit also different categories at the same time, big ones and small ones, but let's look at the reality. What happens actually? Wanda, thank you so much. Watch them come up with an icon award to try. Watch them come up with an icon award to try bait her back. How do you think they would feel about it? Them, not her. Yeah. Watch them come up with an icon award to try and bait them back. How do you think they would feel about it? I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, honestly. Lifetime achievement. When it's too late. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know if they are going to change their categories. I don't know if they're going to listen to all of these media response and the public's response and artists' response. Because even people who are part of the Grammy voters, they are also saying, yeah, I don't like this Asian category and I'm an Asian artist. I don't know if they're going to listen or not, or they're going to try and play these little games. But you try once with BTS and now look what has happened. So we'll see. Those categories remain open to any eligible recording, regardless of genre. Recognition in a genre category and recognition in the general field are not mutually exclusive. History. Let's look at previous Grammy ceremonies. An artist can absolutely pursue both. Pursue, though. Just pursue. Just pursue. The Grammy organization is here to serve music and all the people who make it as we continue to expand the reach, our membership, and our awards, regardless of geography or language. I want to emphasize that we will continue to listen to the global music community and work to honor and celebrate all the artists whose music moves the world. Well, they say that they will continue to listen, so I hope that they listen, but I don't trust the Grammy, so we'll see what happens. Also, something that not a lot of people are talking about, but CNN, I think out of all the media outlets that I was going through for the editing of my video, CNN were the ones who really were pushing this idea out, sharing this idea. If BTS submits a song to the Asian pop category, then they cannot submit the song to the pop duo group category. So people focus a lot on the general field. But even in this other category that BTS has been nominated to before, the pop duo group category, they have to choose. You're either a pop duo group or you're either a pop Asian act. So this thing of, oh, we are not excluding you, you are though. Because you're making them choose. You're making Asian artists choose. You're either this or that. You're either a pop group or an Asian pop artist. So what are we doing? I think someone said that, yeah, and with these conditions, with the new Best Asian Pop, the nominations that BTS received before, they would not be able to receive now. So for example, Dynamite wouldn't be able to get a nomination in the Asian Pop Award category. Not Dynamite, not Butter, not My Universe, because My Universe is a beautiful song about unity and love above languages and nationalities. It has Korean and it has English. But the Grammys would probably consider that this My Universe song doesn't have enough Korean in it. It doesn't have enough Asian language in it. So no nomination. Interesting. Not even BTS would be, like, past BTS, Chapter 1 BTS wouldn't even be nominated in this category if it's just... Anyways. So let's talk a little bit about the Grammys CEO, the one who wrote this statement about BTS decision. This is Harvey Mason Jr., and I didn't know anything about him until people started pointing out his credits. So let me show you guys. This is an American record producer, songwriter, and film producer who has been the CEO of the Recording Academy and Music Care since 2021. Now, if you go to his credits list, songwriting and music production highlights, you will see a very clear pattern. He works with mostly American artists, but he also works with South Korean artists. So great, right, guys? Like, he knows a little bit about what is like the Asian music market. All the artists, or most, I guess, because I cannot find any other, but the artists that he has worked with from the Asian market, they are mostly from SM Entertainment. And this has happened for a long time. So first we have Boa. He worked on for this song. He worked on this song for Boa. She's from SM. We also have here EXO. All of these songs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subunit of EXO, this other song. We have a soloist from SM Entertainment. He was part of SHINee, the K-pop group. He also worked on Girls' Generation, Mr. Mister. He also worked on, where is it? There's more. NCT, another SM group. And NCT 127, 1, 2, 3 songs. He also worked on SHINee, 3 more songs, 1, 2, 3. Taeyeon, an exception, I guess. TVXQ, another SM group. Why are there so many? The majority of these are from SM, from the South Korean industry that he has worked on. The majority of these are from SM. So, interesting. So he has a bias. More than a bias, I think it's interesting how there's a conflict of interest here. Because from the entire South Korean music industry, this man has worked a lot on K-pop songs. But almost all of them are from SM. So he has very strong ties to SM. Apparently, seemingly, allegedly. Red Velvet too. Yes, Red Velvet. I saw it over here. TVXQ. Red Velvet. 2 more songs from Red Velvet. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Red Velvet, TVXQ, SHINee, NCT, EXO, SM Soloists. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Now, that is the CEO of the Grammys. Now let's talk about Sina Koda. It says right here, brutally honest, plus politically engaged, enraged, co-founder of the Asian American Collective. It looks like she's from the Philippines, which is very interesting because you will see, I'm showing screenshots, of course, because she set her profile on private. So I cannot show you guys the real pictures, the real posts, but these are screenshots that are all over the internet. She went on private after all the responses. She is one of the people behind the best, the Asian pop category. And I find it interesting because she's from the Philippines, and in the Philippines, English is a major language. It is it's one of the most used languages. So let's see a little bit of what she said. But not a little bit, because look at this. paragraphs of opinions. Okay. So this one person involved in the creation of the Asian pop category is on a tangent on her Instagram right now. Who was able to watch it? Because I only saw the screenshots. I was too late. When I noticed all of this, the account was already on private. First, she responded to the Grammy statement. It won't let me comment on the post, but my thoughts are coming. So let's read her thoughts. People don't understand, she writes, people don't understand the complication of trying to change and evolve Grammy categories and what the aim was in general of trying to introduce Asians as a formidable force within the Grammys. It's really sad and disheartening to see how this entire thing has been addressed when so many people behind the scenes have been pushing to bring visibility for Asians in the Grammys, none of which has existed before. And landing on some form of representation was a real mission for a lot of us. This is a new category and nothing is perfect, and its first iteration, in many ways, this wasn't a category for BTS at all. This was for artists that need more visibility and shine, not decades deep pop superstars. Already, a small artist has already shared her opinion, and she wrote about how on her TikTok account, she wrote about how she does not like this category because you say that it's meant for these small artists, not for the big ones like BTS. So, right, FBTS, right? They are one of the biggest pop stars in the world, and she's basically saying, she's implying, maybe I understand this as BTS cannot win in the big ones, in the big categories, or in my category. So BTS has nothing, even though they're one of the most influential pop artists of this time. Okay. I find her condescending. Yeah. She continues, BTS have always had the ability to apply to another pop category. Then why are you so mad? If this category was never meant for BTS and it was meant for the small independent artists or whatever from Asia, why are you so mad that BTS are out of the category? Now the small artists are going to get it, right? Like you intended to. So why are you mad? Applaud BTS. Say thank you that you're going to make this possible, because all predictions said BTS is going to get an award for this Asian pop category and not the big ones. That is the prediction. So now it's going to work. She writes, BTS have always had the ability to apply to another pop category, and what a lot of people are missing is the fact that it's not the public that makes these decisions. It is a vetted group of music professionals, plus artists in a membership community that genuinely deeply cares about representation. Listen, maybe you do believe deeply about representation, but I don't believe that this was a decision that was carefully thought of, because you're seeing already so many artists from the Asian community who are like, I was never part of that decision. We had that small Asian artist saying, I was never part of that and I never liked it. So who are these music professionals making these decisions? And you are Asian and you are from the Philippines. Like, you know that English is a major language. And you know that, okay, let's say you created the category as an Asian person, but still the ones who are going to vote for this Asian category are going to be mostly English-speaking non-Asian people. So is this really going to be a fair category? I don't know. It's just weird. She continues, the irony of this entire thing was all of this was done to bring us closer together and to feel proud of the accomplishments the Asian pop artists have made to culture and continue paving the way for future generations of artists. Yeah, it is an irony. I agree with that. It is an irony. She continues, instead, it's become a press campaign driven off of a narrative that 100% was not the aim of creating this category. Okay, but you talk about intentions, you talk about aim, but in the end, the execution was poorly done. It was, in my opinion, racist and xenophobic. It was extremely out of, what's the word? Tone deaf. And yeah, even the description was crazy. K-pop, C-pop, J-pop, all together, and also others. Also others. Yeah, but we need to mention these big three ones. And then all together, and also we are going to judge as non-speakers of Asian languages. We're going to judge how much you're using the Asian language. Very weird. She continues, why do I have a leg to stand on? Because I was one of the people pushing to gain a category on the committee. The intent was always to help honor at the biggest level of the academy, and that was clearly missed in the shuffle of this very baited argument. I'm also aware that pop is not the only category that Asian artists exist in, but this was always meant to be a first step in a broader direction to give us more voice and power. Instead, we've been torn down by one of the biggest Asian artists, and it makes me really sad that there could have been a more meaningful conversation on the back end. When I read this, I was like, excuse me, what is she trying to say? So BTS responds normally and respectfully, by the way. They just said, we are not submitting because we want our music to be listened to regardless of region and language. And your response is, I wish we could have talked it on the back end, like behind the scenes, like this has happened since always. It's very weird because we know that other people are really involved with the Grammy committee and they have all of these conversations when that shouldn't have never been, that should never happen. Like, maybe trying to shake hands with BTS and have conversations behind the scenes with BTS about this category. It's just weird. Like BTS are here to share their art. Not to have these conversations with the Grammy committee on which category. It's just so weird. When I read this back and also when I realized that not a lot of, because I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this sentence, I had to Google backend to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. It makes me really sad that there could have been a more meaningful conversation on the backend to understand what the actual aim of this was and have a dialogue versus taking a bold move like this to get more press. More press. Mamita, fuera de aquí ya. Oye, me estás haciendo... Me empieza a hacer hablar español de la cólera que me da. I just can't take it anymore, guys. What do you mean BTS needs more press? They were just at the World Cup. They don't need more press. They have a world tour. I can't. And also, if BTS really wanted more press, they would do something bigger. They simply shared a statement about wanting their music about not submitting their music to the Grammys and wanting their music to be listened to regardless of region and language. If people put two and two together and said that this is a direct response to this category, then maybe there was something wrong with your category in the first place. Because if this was a proper category, BTS saying, we are not submitting, it wouldn't create all of this commotion, but it did because your category was flawed from the very beginning. There were articles before BTS's decision about how bad of an idea this category was. But because now BTS is putting some light into it and making it like even bigger, now you're mad. You said, oh, I wish we could have had conversations about this. There were conversations in the media. The media posted. Who was it from the media? The media was posting think pieces saying, this is not a good idea. Did you respond to that? No, you didn't respond to that. You're now responding only after the biggest group in the world is putting some light into this category. I can't. When people talk about community and moving their community forward, I I'm one of the people who has literally sacrificed my life to do that for others in the Asian creative community. IRL and not just, and note just on the internet. I think she meant to write not instead of note. It seems like she was just typing super fast, like, oh, I wish and this. Girl, take a breath. Where was it? Now I missed it. IRL and not just on the internet. Situations like this really make me question if we can ever really truly be united as one front. Don't make this like something that it's not. Listen, I understand the intentions. It's just the little things that she says here and there, like saying this was never meant for BTS. And BTS wants press for this. It already tells me where your heart is in all of this. Maybe your intention was to put some attention into a small Asian artist, but the execution was extremely, extremely bad. And as someone who was part of the creation of this category, you have to take accountability and see how wrong this this category is. But instead, when people say, what about the countries in Asia that speak a lot of English? And she's like, great observation. That's it? That's the productive conversation that you wanted to have? Are you actually going to do something about it then? Like, is a category still going to continue? Like, what is it? And also, with how many from the Asian community have you spoken to that you didn't see how problematic this category could be? Tina Bing, thank you so much. Exactly what message were they trying to convey by removing BTS past performances from the Grammys website? I don't know, girl. But like that one person who used to write for the Grammys said in 2021, allegedly, according to this person, the Grammys do not like when all the clicks are for BTS. So there are limits there. There are limits that they have for BTS specifically because BTS drives so many people to their website. So they were limiting BTS already. That tweet is from 2021. She continues. Situations like this really make me question if we can ever really truly be united as one front. A sad day for many of us who put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into really trying to move things forward. Felt like we were making incremental steps and then turned down by a bunch of people on the internet who don't understand how the voting faction and nomination process actually works. Girl, these criticisms are not just from people on the internet. Yes, it's true that once the category was first announced, because armies are so involved and informed. That's the other thing. You know that other fandoms would simply say, well, I don't understand that, I'm going to move on. Armies understand the categories and understand the history of the Grammys, understand BTS history on the Grammys. BTS Army understands all of this, is knowledgeable about this. That is why the criticism started. Because if armies didn't know, they would say, oh, like this sounds good for BTS, so let's applaud it, let's celebrate it. But because armies were informed, armies were criticizing the category before BTS even decided not to submit. And also, it's not just armies who are very smart and are knowledgeable, but I saw articles. Am I crazy? Like, I saw articles. And even in my video, I shared one article that said, I think it was Enemy, right? Enemy previously said that we were not in support of this category. And they quoted themselves because they were like, we said this before. So it was not just people on the internet who don't understand the process. It's professionals. It's actual music writers for actual music magazines. Like, what are you talking about? Clara, thank you so much. Cloro Dlar. They are mad because now they need to redo their whole ad pitching PowerPoint to potential Grammy sponsors. Oh, yes. I haven't talked about that, but thank you for reminding me. The Grammys are now going to be part of Disney. So the Grammys used to be ABC, right, guys? And now, was it ABC? Or now it's ABC and Disney. But the thing is that now it's Disney. And that was basically a great move for them because now they were going to get like all of these sponsors. And it was going to be great for them. The ratings were going to be back up. And now, whenever BTS performs, we know that armies and a lot of people who are casual BTS listeners, they go and watch the performance live. Now, what is going to happen with their sponsors? Because the Grammys, we can see them, we can see the responses. They are affected by BTS's decision. Disney owns ABC, yes. So before they were not on ABC, right? Now it's Disney and NBC. So this was supposed to be their year, guys. The Grammys were 2027. 2027 was supposed to be the Grammys year. BTS was going to perform. Everyone was going to watch because BTS was going to perform. They are on Disney. They are going to have a lot of sponsors. So now I wonder, do the sponsors think that it's going to be as successful as they used to think? I think to be CBC, now ABC, Family, Disney on the streaming platform too, plus Disney Plus. It was already posted. Yeah, but bad for them on that front. The Grammys thought they were having a comeback and we're deemed irrelevant instead. Yeah. People are going to watch the Grammys still, of course, but if BTS actually were treated correctly and they perform, if BTS was involved at all of us were going to watch. We are millions from around the world. So, and Disney is like a global platform. So they had an opportunity there, but now it seems like it's gone. Let me see here. People on the internet who don't understand how the voting faction and nominations process actually works. Nothing there has changed, and this category was not meant to be a final solve, but a step forward in the right direction. Well, it was a step towards the wrong direction. But it was a step, I'll give you that. It's easy to talk about what change needs to be made on the internet. But it takes real guts and dedication to be on the front lines and try to make systemic change on the front lines. Thank you to everybody who has always reminded true and trying to make real change both through the inside and outside actions and gotten off the internet and fucking keep it real. Why are you so obsessed with people on the internet? People on the internet and news media outlets, this is not just people on the internet, okay? These are, look at the video that I made. Like, this is CNN and Forbes and Variety and the Hollywood Reporter and the New York Times and the Washington Post and Enemy and Rolling Stone. And like, do you want me to continue? Like, this is not just people on the internet. These are musical professionals, because watch the actual reports. They invite people who are part of the Grammy Academy, the Recording Academy. They invite music experts, and they all say the same thing. Yes, there are a couple of articles and maybe TV coverage out there that is a little bit on Maybe it can be good, maybe it can be bad, but at the end of the day, they recognize where the criticism is coming from. So this is not just people on the internet. And also, we as the internet, we didn't know that you were behind the category. You exposed yourself and now you're on private. So why are you so obsessed with this backlash from the internet? It's real backlash from the music community all around the world. Watch stream BTS on the night of these Grammys. Any view to these Grammys raises their view, so let's give them the cold shoulder. I don't know what is going to happen because sometimes BTS decides to do something. Who knows? Or maybe BTS decides to do nothing that day and maybe we can watch something else. But I say, let's do something fun. Let's do something fun for that day. We'll see. There's a lot of time for that day, though. These categories replicate the systematic inequalities in Grammy history. They don't break down the system barriers. Exactly. Because as POC, how do you not know about the history of Grammy categories excluding people of color? There are so many. BTS, we are the fans. We're fans of BTS, so we share their ideas and their message, and this becomes like a huge thing. But BTS are not the first POC artists talking about this unfairness of these categories. Other artists have talked about this before. The same problem, not with Asian artists, but with Black artists and Latin artists. So as a professional, part of the Grammy Academy working on a new category, how can you not see the complaints of other artists of color? Like, I just don't understand. Because you keep saying like, no, like this was put, this was created with so much thought and this and that, and with all of these music professionals, not people on the internet. Then as a music professional, how can you not take into consideration the words of other people of color who also went through the same thing? I just don't understand. She also posted this: new categories aren't determined by one person or group in the Recording Academy. They are developed through a rigorous proposal plus review process led by members who make up the music community plus long-term advocacy. This shit does not happen overnight and it can take years. So, congratulations. Like, what do you want me to say? Multiple campaigns, multiple things in pop culture are also thought by so many people. They are determined by so many people. Like right now, I don't know why, but I remember the Pepsi commercial. Do you guys remember that? There was a Pepsi commercial, millions of dollars. They had Kendall Jenner, and this entire idea revolving, like people protesting. And it was thought out by so many people. Like, this is Pepsi, one of the biggest promotional campaigns. And they still made a terrible mistake. What's the best thing that is going to happen next? They shut it down. They apologize because it was a mistake. And yes, that entire group of people behind it made a mistake. So I don't care how many people and how long it took to create this category. It's a mistake. So, yeah, I don't know why she keeps bringing this up. Like, this is a rigorous proposal review process led by members, long-term advocacy. I understand that, but it didn't work out. It's not a good category. I'm sorry. She must be in trouble for her to be pissed off about this. I don't know. But if I was her, I would not expose myself like this. She didn't have to go. I know that people, part of the Recording Academy, are having conversations, have been having conversations, because the Grammy CEO doesn't post a response on Instagram and different social media platforms when this is a nothing issue. This is a big thing that is happening. So we can see, I mean, look at all of this. This is not nothing. You keep trying to dismiss BTS or whatever, but look at your response. Yeah. Here's one response, for example. This person, this is not this a random person from what I seeing. Somehow the Recording Academy forgot that Singaporeans, Malaysians, Indians, and many other Asians speak European languages as a first language. Is their work not Asian enough? Sometimes the best of intentions, if we are to believe that, are hampered by terrible execution. What do Bollywood hits and Mando pop have in common except being made by people from Asia? One award for music that isn't even structured similarly. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Like, how can you say between let's put it this way, since they are trying to put it all together. A song in Korean by BTS, let's say Body to Body, with a song from Bollywood, like a Bollywood hit. How can they even be in the same category? And they are supposed to decide like which is best when it's just, that's a great point. It's not the same genre, it's not the same language, it's not the same anything, it's not the same cultural background. Even if you want to focus on cultural background because of this Asian thing, what is the similar, like it's not on the same category. It's good point. I didn't think of that. One award for music that isn't even structured similarly. I honestly don't understand how the Recording Academy members thought this was quality work. No wonder the artist most visible to the Western market currently decided not to participate. I think there's another comment. Decided not to participate. Yes. If songs from all over, this is too big. If songs from all over Asia can fall under one Asian pop umbrella, shouldn't pop, no matter where and by whom it's made or in which language it's performed, just be pop? Also, the Recording Academy might want to check with Justin Bieber and Tyler, the Creator, about how applying to that category you wish to be considered in worked. And Sina responded, this person is someone who had a lot of these conversations with folks. I think this is really interesting. This is a really interesting take about the Asian countries having English as a native language. This is a really good point, and thank you for sharing your point of view. That's it. Thank you for your observation. Are you going to do something about it? Like in your list of professionals, of professional music experts, did nobody brought that up? Did nobody bring that up? It's just is like this person said, the category is just bad execution completely. I also saw someone talking about the Justin Bieber thing. So Tyler, the Creator, when he received the awards, the Grammy Awards for Urban, he said he found it very disrespectful because he said that instead of, he's just being considered to urban because of the color of his skin. And I saw a comment of someone saying this also applies in the opposite direction. So for example, Tyler, the Creator, said, I'm making a pop album, but I am considered urban because of the color of my skin. Justin Bieber wants to be considered R&B, but the Grammy said, no, you're pop because of the color of his skin. Like, isn't that crazy? Allegedly, of course, we are analyzing the situation. So yeah, it's not even, race has something to do with this, because why isn't Tyler the Creator considered a pop artist, and why isn't Justin Bieber considered a R&B artist if they want to be considered that? Like, they submitted for those categories and they were rearranged because they can change. The Recording Academy can say, oh, you submitted for this category in pop. Actually, you're R&B, so we're going to change it to this. Or you're actually urban, so we're going to change it to this category. It's the main reason. That is our point. That these urban, Latin, Asian, what are they really trying to do with these categories? And the fact that they can change, that's the craziest part. You can submit as an artist and say, I want to be considered in this category. And they say, okay, we're going to nominate you, but not in the category that you submitted to, but in the category we think that you are. That was crazy to me. Learning that was crazy. They do change categories. Artists have already spoken out about this. One girl, can't remember her name, had submitted for country, but they put her in pop. And when things get too out of control, apparently they respond with these small categories, with alternative categories. So when Beyonce won, was it country album, best country album? Then they created for the next year another category that said, this is a traditional country album. What does that even mean? They basically said, yeah, no, traditional country is not, cannot be made by an artist like Beyonce. That's what a lot of people interpreted as. So, Casey Musgraves. Yeah, so that is how these, they mean white. So that is how these categories are being interpreted as by by people and by the artists themselves. What is traditional country? Country is country, right? Coincidentally, after Beyonce won for best country, and also now coincidentally, Bad Bunny wins album of the year with an album completely in Spanish. Coincidentally, they create best Latin pop. Okay. Coincidentally, BTS has their comeback album, Arirang, becomes the biggest album of 2026 because it will be. and coincidentally, they have this category. Okay. Now, because of all of this, of course, the response by ARMY has been charting a song. Of course, we're charting Aliens since BTS made this song about how they feel like aliens in the industry. Aliens by BTS is now the #1 song on the US iTunes. And here's this other one. Aliens reaches a new peak of #1 on worldwide iTunes and European iTunes song chart. So everyone stream and buy Aliens. Here are all the countries. #1. Aliens is #1 in all of these countries. And is also #2, #3 in some other countries as well. 68 #1s by this time. Amazing. Keep streaming Aliens. Exactly. Now, surprisingly, well, I don't know if surprisingly, but aside from Aliens, Mic Drop entered the top 100 on the US iTunes chart at number 98. Aliens and Mic Drop, I think, are the perfect songs. Silver Spoon as well. But I think we're pushing Aliens because it's from Arirang. It's one of their latest songs. So, of course, and Aliens is just perfect. It's Aliens and Mic Drop and Silver Spoon, but with Aliens, it's just, the message is very clear. I think it's 80 plus countries now. Yeah, most likely because that is an old update. So there's probably more countries now in that list. So this is the producer, Mike Will made it. He worked with BTS, of course. And he tweeted BTS Aliens because he saw that it was charting. And he also posted it on Instagram. Aliens by BTS is now the #1 song on US iTunes. Right there. #1, Aliens. How is that song #2 still? I just don't get it. I haven't listened to that song still. Anyways, BTS, Eardrummer Global. Everyone that got this one on repeat. Now, since we're talking about Mike Will Made It, I wanted to touch very briefly on this small conversation that I've seen on social media. Some producers, some songwriters who work with BTS in Arirang have liked the Grammy response. So some armies are taking that as in like, they don't agree with BTS. Some other armies are saying it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, I don't care. Like, since these are Grammy winning producers and songwriters, so they take the Grammys very seriously and they have like a long history with the Grammys themselves. And this is not my interpretation. They have said that this is their biggest projects in the past years and one of their biggest projects ever. So when since BTS is not submitting, then all of their hard work, it's not going to be considered. I think they can submit themselves for producing or engineering categories. But will they do that? They're going to look very bad. This is my opinion. If they decide to go against BTS's wishes and nominate their work, because it is their work, that is true. But if they decide to submit themselves for an engineering or producing kind of category, I don't know if that's going to go very well, but producers can still submit their songs if they want. Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't. But if they do, though, I don't care that much. Like, they can do that. These are producers. Listen, at the end of the day, I understand why they are so proud of working with BTS, but these are producers and songwriters that have been working with K-pop artists for a long time. And they care about the business side a lot. And that's totally fine. Like, it is a business. It is their work. So I don't know. Maybe Big Hit will decide not to work with them again. If they do, who knows? Yeah, I just think they wouldn't. I think they will not submit. And if they do, good luck. I don't know. But is my comment visible to you? Which comment? They work with many artists. I'm not going to look at them funny unless they say bad stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Even 6 months ago, I saw them talking amazing about BTS. BTS are real artists. BTS are this. And this is the best album ever. Like, this is the biggest project of my career. And BTS are amazing. And they are real artists and all of this. And I'm like, good that you are saying that stuff publicly. I'm not standing them or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, good for them that they work with BTS, but I I am not a fan of their projects, of all of them. Like I even talked about before about how I trust BTS and their ear and their decisions to choose songs that they are going to like, of course. But some of these producers and songwriters, they have produced music that I don't like. And that's my opinion. So it's not like just because they work with BTS, I'm going to stand them or anything like that. So if they submit, don't submit, support, don't support BTS's decision, I don't mind. I don't care. It's a little disheartening. Yeah, I can see how that can be a little disheartening for some people. But I mean, at least Mike Will Made It is sharing Aliens. And I know some people are saying he's just sharing Aliens charting because he's part of the song. And he's like, yeah, most likely. Maybe it has nothing to do with BTS's decision. Maybe he's just sharing this because he's part of Aliens, but it's just like, okay. So, thank you so much, Lena. Grammys had 4 years to create this category. My question is, why now? There was Asian music during these years, right? Yeah. Why now? I'm going to say, I have said this before in past live streams before Arirang was released. There were talks, allegedly, there were talks that the music industry, the American music industry, forget about the K-pop industry, the American music industry was aware that BTS was coming back from the military with an album and they were releasing in March. And they said, we're not releasing anything in March. This is not the K-pop industry. This is the American industry. So the industry was aware of BTS coming back, and they knew that BTS was going to have an amazing year because it's the obvious thing. BTS was so big before the military, and coming back after a military hiatus is just like the biggest news ever, no matter what they released. Let's say that they release an album in complete English or an album in complete Korean or an album in Japanese. It doesn't matter. It was going to chart just because they're BTS and they were coming back from a military hiatus. And this was like the biggest news ever. It was everywhere on the news. So, of course, the media, the industry was aware of this. So, yeah, the timing of the Grammys creating this category during BTS's year was very interesting. It seems like a choice. These are the fastest albums to have all songs surpassing 200 million streams on Spotify, and BTS just got the record. And look at the gap as well. We know that Taylor Swift is amazing with the streams, but Arirang just surpassed her record. Arirang's number one in 132 days. All of the songs surpassed 200 million streams. That's very fast. And now the the projected numbers is that all of the songs from Arirang are going to surpass 300 million streams on Spotify, and they are also going to get the record for 300 million. So remember to not just stream normal, not just stream swim, stream all the songs so they all can surpass 300 million. And they can also get the record. This album is getting so many streams, and fast, because Arirang has been out for 4 months. That's nothing, and they are already 200 million with all the songs. Did I skip a comment? No. So let's stream all the songs from Arirang. Remember to stream normal more than ever, and Aliens as well, since we're supporting Aliens this week. BTS on Spotify global chart. Look at all of these pluses. The streams are increasing. Number 4 is Swim. Number 31 is Normal. That's 49 positions above the last position that they had. Number 80 is Aliens. 29 positions. That's crazy. 128 is Body to Body. 146 is 2.0. And Hooligan is 157. Do not abandon Hooligan. Let's continue streaming Hooligan so it can stay. Besides us, the general public are probably listening to. I have never seen these many people from the general public, self-proclaimed haters, giving credit to BTS. This has been a crazy month. It definitely has, because it definitely was, because Arirang was released. And then people started listening to BTS again because of the FIFA World Cup halftime show. And when the hype from the FIFA World Cup halftime was slowing down a little, then BTS does this and they are all over the news all over again. And people are saying respect. So they start listening again. It's crazy. I say it's crazy a lot, right? It's crazy. Bora, you didn't see my comment? Why am I not seeing some comments? Because I'm seeing the live chat, I think. But some people are saying that I'm not reading the comments. Maybe if you copy and paste the same comment, it is automatically being filtered. But I don't have any mods right now, so I don't know why I wouldn't be able to see some comments. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, that is all for the Grammys, guys. I have 3 more things that are not related to the Grammys, but if you were here for the Grammys, thank you so much. Please remember to support Arirang. Let's stream Arirang from top to bottom. Don't forget about the songs, about the last songs, because they are slowing down in some streams here and there, but let's stream the entire album. Now more than ever, after BTS is all over the news, so that is amazing. So I wanted to share 3 quick things here. The first thing that I wanted to share is that I'm so excited because SF MoMA Museum event is going to happen very soon. SF MoMA Between You and Me ticket info is here. This title is so cute. It's called Between You and Me, your guide to all the ticket options, a thread. So they have the information over there on their Twitter if you want to get ticket reservations, encore passes, and stuff like that. I wanted to read this beautiful letter that Namjoon wrote. On creating an artistic sanctuary, a personal note from RM. Written in preparation for the exhibition SF MoMA Between You and Me. RM offers insight into the intentions behind showcasing his collection. This excerpt reveals RM's reflections and motivations as a collector, shaped by a deep sense of care for preserving and amplifying the artwork he holds dear. So this is what RM wrote. I have dreamed of creating a space that transcends East and West, modern and contemporary, by adding works of Western masters whom I like, find meaningful, timeless, and contemporary. Just going back to the Grammy thing really quickly, it's beautiful how it all matched. He wrote this about his exhibition, about transcending East and West, and it's the same message that they share about opting out of the Grammys because they want their music to be listened to regardless of region or language. It was so perfect with this time. I believe, he continues, I believe that works from Korea, especially from the 1950s to the 80s, have much to offer us today. Their attitude toward life and their work in particular is significant. They painted with the spirit of transcending their status as artists from a colonial, impoverished country. How many artists like Van Gogh were only recognized after they died, or have yet to be discovered and faded away? I wanted to spotlight them and restore their dignity in the sanctuary I have created. And I believe that we should live our lives with that similar attitude. That was so beautiful, and I'm so excited for the exhibition to start. I'm curious, can people take pictures? Because I cannot go to San Francisco. So, but I still want to be part of the exhibition. I want to see the exhibition and see the works and the explanations and everything. I'm excited. Hopefully they share media at least. Clara, thank you so much. Blah. We should plan a Netflix watch party in February. BTS The Return. Live concert back to back. It takes up the 3.5 hours of the broadcast. Claudia. It is Claudia. Okay. That is an amazing suggestion. And it is basically in competition because it's going to happen. The Grammys are going to happen in Disney. So if we go to Netflix, can you imagine out of nowhere everyone starts watching the Netflix documentary and live concert back to back? That would be very funny. I think we should plan it. So that's RM, SF MoMA. Then we have J-Hope because he is the newest Colgate Optic White ambassador. I was not expecting this. Some people already knew about this, and I don't understand how people find this information, but this was just announced. So it says, it's official. We are thrilled to welcome J-Hope as our newest Colgate Optic White ambassador. Discover the beauty breakthrough powering J-Hope's sunshine smile. He's so perfect for a what's this? Toothpaste commercial, because he has the perfect smile and he's so happy and he has a beautiful smile. It removes 7 years of stains in 7 days. I find this very interesting. Is it really going to remove 7 days of stains in 7 days? Or are they using 7 because of BTS? Oh, and they right here. BTS, J-Hope. Beautiful, beautiful smile. I feel like the ads that we're going to get for these are all going to be Sunshine J-Hope. We're not going to see Jay in these ads because these are the ads for J-Hope to be smiling. So he's going to be a sunshine in them, in all of them. It's a joke, obviously. Let me read the fine print. Remove 7 days of stains in 7 days. Asterisk. With brushing twice daily for 7 days. Individual results may vary. I feel like they're saying that it's not a joke. It's going to happen, it says, according to them. It's Colgate, right, guys? I seen in English media, they pronounce it like Colgate. But in Latin America, we say Colgate. It's Colgate. That's how we pronounce it. And we also have very, very important news. V winked in a new Jinro ad. I know, the biggest news ever. Grammy, who knows you? This is the headline of the week. Let's see. Taeyeon just winked. Now, these are the news that I'm here for. Oh, so cute. I love this hair. I miss this hair. It was short-lived, but it was an amazing time. Okay. And just I wanted to share very quickly, since the members have not been have been on a little bit of a vacation time. Now they are, I think, in New York, right? This is the picture. Jacob shared the Spider-Man emoji. I'm so excited. After this, I'm leaving. Actually, what time is it? I have one hour to watch the super Spider-Man movie. Yes, New York for MetLife. Yes, I'm seeing already some news for New York. Of course, I'm not going to talk about them today. I'm going to talk about them on Tuesday. This is also happening in New York. BTS official is sharing BTS The City Arirang, an event for BTS The City Arirang. Super fun. J-Hope wrote Off to New York. Jungkook shared a song. J-Hope shared a selfie. So cute with those glasses. RM shared this. J-Hope shared his Colgate commercial. Can we listen? Yes. See you soon. Amazing. And yeah, that's basically all. Because then we're back to these. Super Spider-Man movie. I didn't mean super. It's because I confused Superman with Spider-Man. I'm not really deep into I don't know much about the superhero movies. I watched the Avengers movies and that's it. And yeah, that's it. I think I watched it like the first Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Man. So I don't know anything about anyone. But I know Superman is DC and Spider-Man is Marvel, right? I'm just watching more movies this year. Bora Bora, look at June's and Yoongi's airport fits in your own time. Trust me, they made a big statement. Really? I haven't seen that. I will probably check that out and talk about it next live stream. Because there's nothing else. That's all I have for today. I also brought back the what is it? I brought back the predictions bingo, but I think I'm going to do a new one. Let's do a new predictions bingo. Because so far, I think I have everything. Yeah, we don't have an SNL sketch or an RM saxophone performance, but I need to update my predictions with new ones. I'm going to write new predictions so we can do more bingo. Namjoon and Yoongi outfits especially. Oh no, Bora is making another prediction card crying emoji? Why are you guys crying? Why are you guys trying to imply that my predictions are wrong? And I don't know why everyone is freaking out. Like, my predictions are completely normal and they happen all the time. You can see the stars. Like, my predictions happen. So I don't know what the crying is for. Okay? I will actually, now I'm more convinced than ever. I'm going to write it down right now. Create predictions. Write predictions so we can do more. I'm going to do it. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. Here it is. Thank you everyone. In the end, there was no much sound from the outside. It's just that there was crazy outside and I thought there was going to be more interruptions, but in the end, there were not many interruptions. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Thank you so much for the support on the videos. I have worked so hard on, especially the latest one, because it was not like a normal reaction. It was tons of reading and finding the perfect lines for the video. So thank you so much for the support. And I will see you guys on Tuesday with more BTS updates. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember to stream Arirang. Bye, everyone.